These two teams have been looking very, very good in DreamLeague, though neither wants to drop down and match up against the two-time TI winners.
Oh, you much rather watch that lower bracket series, prepare yourself in the finals, and be rested. Because these two teams, I think, are also the teams I would rate as most capable at elongating games. Their games can tend to stretch on. I think PARIVISION are a big lane shove team, and if they don't end that game at 20 minutes with some super fast Satanic hero like the Brood, their games tend to go on for a long time. They farm the map, they scaled, they have things like the mid puck, which goes super late. Sure. And on the flip side, Tundra, I mean, we have seen them in some economic world wars out here, stretching the 60 or 70 minute mark. Again, I feel they have some lineups they can play super fast, like the Visage, if they get it for 33, the Bristle on 33. If he's on a push tempo hero, they can just run you over. But if that doesn't happen, I, again, think the games stretch really long.
And Spirit just played 2 70-minute matches, so, you know, whoever's going to be in that lower bracket final is probably going to be in there for quite some time.
Race for
and
first
again,
blood?
It is going to be a race, and that is going to be a race that PARIVISION wins. Ducalis, he'll eventually die here, but a lot of damage is going to go back into Dyrachyo, who has Shockwave running down the river, using the currents to guide him. He will manage to get out, I think. Ion Shell is still after him. Dyrachyo pulls him into the Tier 2 9 class. Does not commit, but Dyrachyo may have to quit here. I don't know if he's... I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't stick around to zone out Dyrachyo from lane.
I'd almost rather just die there on the mag and come back full.
Yeah, seriously.
So 3 runes go to Tundra. First blood to DM. So kind of an even trade overall. I still think 3 runes is comparable to First Blood if you have a lineup that can put pressure on multiple lanes.
Sure, especially if the enemy mid doesn't get the First Blood.
Yeah, of course.
So you actually have the net worth advantage in that regard. If these guys are going to be just back laning, then is the extra gold really going to do them that much good?
I mean, it is nice on Darkseer.
Nice idea, though, to snipe the couriers. Tusk pulls the lane, but then DM's like, I'm going to snipe the courier, especially since Dyrachyo already took so much damage. He bought out a bracer, so if he could have denied that bracer and denied the regen, would have gone a long ways.
I mean, you're talking about First Blood for the mid, but I think Darkseer is one of the offlaners who benefits from it relative to the offlane pool the most, because the games in which this hero gets shut down, something really bad happens to him in the first 2 minutes of the lane, and he either doesn't have enough regen or he has to over-invest in regen to try and catch back up. When you get First Blood gold, you alleviate all of those problems. You're a little faster to the 2. You're not going to get all in with a level 2 versus level 1 advantage.
Oh, if he landed that mine, Soxa probably would have died there. I guess he had Aphotic Shield and Fairy Fire.
We're just seeing blast-offs off cooldown for Ducalis on this lane. Putting that facet to work. Securing the range creep. Maybe not to Satanic's liking, but gotta do what you gotta do out here.
Hey, he's got a lot of stick charges used. Soxa does get hit by the mine. This time around, he's too far away from 33 to get any help, and they'll kill some bugs too.
Ducalis has played this early wave well. He won the Sentry battle, putting a lot of pressure onto the Weaver. You want to punish this hero with level 1 Sakuchi. Don't let him get to the higher points for free.
He's
very susceptible.
You see Ducalis paid it back, by the way. Taking the range creeps, yes, but he gave him both the bug last hits.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
A true support player.
Haven't seen many of those in your life, huh?
So this is also another 33 Abaddon game that we are casting. I feel like it's been a very mixed bag. I feel like this guy...
No, I think he's always done well, even if the game
No,
was
he has.
bad.
Okay, I should rephrase it. Not mixed bag performance-wise, but mixed bag in terms of is it a good Abaddon game?
Okay, yes.
Sometimes it's been a terrible Abaddon game. He's still had impact. Sometimes it's been a great Abaddon game. He's had a lot of impact. Here, I think we're somewhere in the middle, probably.
Okay. So we might actually see normal build as Whitemon, Shockwave, skewer him away, and Whitemon might just survive as a result. He puts the Ion Shell in the creep, and the creep is going to run him down. No, Whitemon! He barely survives. They get both the kills, and he's got a healing cell to stay in lane. Meanwhile, Ducalis and Soxa get traded out in the bottom lane as well.
I don't think Satanic's too sad about that. It is another kill that shuts down the Weaver. At the same time, I think DM would have wanted a lot more out of that trade top considering he had the First Blood gold. And you were closing in on level 3. Like taking a skirmish before you're level 3 on the Darkseer. Nice recognition from Tundra. And PARIVISION not getting to that strong lane timing, even with the extra XP from the kill. So now you have pretty good lane position here in this safe lane. This mag can deal with the lane pressure. Whitemon has the small camp freed up. Pretty strong hero with the level 3 timing on this Jakiro as well. Can hold the ice path point for TP, or you can just all in for more damage.
And for those wondering about how the mid matchup is gonna go, they theorized about it on the panel, said it should be pretty good for the Bristleback, and it has been very good. 25-6 compared to 19-0. And we're talking about no one here. Pretty damn good laner.
A pretty good puck too.
Yep.
I think any melee hero with lane shove mechanics can lane mid nowadays, unless you're against an ultimate cheeser in the Viper Huskar category.
Sure.
You just push the lane and you get water runes. It's pretty hard to output enough DPS to stop that kind of game from happening in BZM. He can start pulling and going to neutral camps too. Some mid-Eternal Envy action. You really want to do it. He was the OG mid-Bristle player.
That's true. That's true.
People forget about that because it didn't work too well, but
gotcha.
You got to know your Dota history, kids. Otherwise, you're doomed to repeat it.
Doomed to repeat the Bristle mid?
That's right.
Sounds vaguely ominous.
But this is, I think, the best type of pattern for the Bristle mid. I don't think you want to stay in lane unless you're chain killing the guy. I think you rather pull waves to neutral camps. The patch where it was super broken was when we had all the ancient camps around mid. Because then you were pulling to neutrals while also stacking ancients.
Yeah.
And then at some point you pulled mid creeps to an ancient stack and did all of it. It was just completely stupid. So this is a more tame version at least.
Sure.
But you should get really farmed on this hero mid.
And he does hit level 6 well before no one does. Has almost a full half-level advantage on him.
And this is a Bristleback in scale. He took the scene red and he has Empower. Should not underrate how hard Bristleback hits with Empower.
Yeah, no doubt. Question is, can he hit anything? You're talking about some very mobile heroes on the side of PARIVISION. Jump in, techies, big magic damage, and should be enough to deliver the kill. BZM will kill out most of the creep wave first, so at least the tower isn't going to take too much damage, and Soxa manages to nab the haste, so no power room.
Man, that facet on techies, I think it's really brought him back in the meta. It just does so much damage, extra damage in a lot of these situations. In fact, it's based off your max HP. It makes it a really interesting facet over the course of the game. This hero's been pretty successful in my eyes.
Satanic needs some help. 9class is already here to give an assist and perhaps find a kill here with the tag team. A lot of damage going on to 33, and the blast comes in once again, securing the lane for this team. PARIVISION will run down Soxa as well as he looks to try and get the deny, but denied the opportunity. PARIVISION just sweeping across lane after lane and catching Tundra by surprise.
Like, he took 294 magic damage from a level 2 spell that also stuns you. It's just kind of crazy. The lane phase on this hero is incredible right now. Especially if you can skew the region advantage to you, because he still has this super long base attack range and solid damage. So if he can sticky bomb you, chase you down, get a region advantage, and then try and all in you with the blast off, there's not a lot of supports that fight well against it. It's kind of a weird archetype of a support hero.
You combine some things like his disarm's going to be really effective against all these melee heroes. You could be ion shelled. You lower the magic resistance of these heroes with mines, coil. They've got a lot of interesting synergies and counters on the side of PARIVISION. 9class pops out. Tri-lane versus tri-lane here, but somehow 9class put himself in an awkward position. He'll snowball across into the wave. He'll kill the bug.
Yeah, a lot of bug kills. Does give you some extra gold here. The upside for Tundra is they're putting a lot of pressure into this PA lane while there's nothing on Dyrachyo on the flip side.
Yeah, 67 and 17.
And this Abaddon this is where he's strong. You just skirmish around this hero with the early shield curse. You're not going to be able to all in that easily. This is a good map setup for Tundra, even if nothing happens down here.
But the advantage might be to PARIVISION because the mid laners, right? One is going to be able to rotate effectively, the other will not. Soxa will be caught here, and the Ancient Camp tries to go for the kill on Dakalis, not able to get it. And they'll use... Okay, he does get it with the bugs. They didn't kill it fast enough.
That's something. Surprised Satanic didn't want to finish up those Black Dragons, but we'll leave him for later.
No one used the Arcane Rune to try and clear out the hard camp stack instead of coming bottom.
I still think this setup is good for Tundra. You're getting a free farm Bristle, a free farm Magnus, and you're skirmishing with an Abaddon, who's the core Tundra need the least amount of gold on to be successful in this game. And it's all attention centered around the PA, who is good at fighting this, but isn't getting the same levels that Dyrachyo is getting right now. This PA is 6.5, this Magnus is 8.5. So all this starts to compound, and the Mag is a safe laner that uses those levels well. He uses them really well.
Do you think that PARIVISION is being too reactionary in that regard, that they should set the tempo by moving their supports to top and ganking Dyrachyo?
I think there was a window for that to happen, and I think it would have been better for them overall. But Tundra just made the first move, and they're compiling the pressure here. They're just not letting up.
Satanic forced to TP away, but denied as an ice path comes out. Now, he might still be able to live, but this is really going to kill his farm, and BZM's going to show up, slowing him down with the goo. 2 more seconds, unless they all miss. Nice disarm there from Takalis. He does get the jump away. Takalis used the blast out to try and get some distance. BZM will close ranks, get the kill.
I mean, great moves from PARIVISION to get Satanic out of there. But it's the same story. It's just so much pressure into this safe lane. Tundra know what mark they want to hit. They're still getting Ancient stacks up. And the freedom for PARIVISION on the map is in the Darkseer and the Puck. Darkseer doesn't want to join this fight bottom. It'll kill his game on the map. The Puck could join these fights.
Does manage to get the regen rune. Big pickup. And has to jaunt to his orb. The bug and the damage over time threatening him a bit too much.
It's a nice rune for BZM to get. Especially deny from this Puck who gets low trying to get it.
Look at Dyrachyo, man. He's really not giving DM much. This being a 1v1, but the DM's actually the lowest net worth core.
He's just getting so much up here solo. He's already almost level 10 on a carry mag. It's really scary to give this sort of farming hero a start like this. The acceleration you get is massive. I would have liked PARIVISION putting 1 or 2 ganks into this Magnus or bringing the Puck there. Maybe trying to play around mid more. Like there was a world you could gank this Bristle early. He's not going to have that many points in the Bristleback. You can coil him, you can blast off him, you can Ion Shell a Tusk, TP somewhere.
You think part of this is just also the fact that they're Radiant? Better to hold that Radiant safe lane tower for the Tormentor?
I mean, they ended up losing it anyway.
Yeah.
Like the point where you have to defend that tower to hold it is not in the early laning stage. It's around the 10-minute mark when the team fighting centers around there. You have to win those fights to defend it. The early laning stage, nobody's really taking towers in the super early laning stage.
As it sounds, Tundra gotten themselves a 2,000 net worth lead, largely off the back of Dyrachyo being 1,800 away from Satanic's farm.
To get this mid tower just through attrition, no one having a relatively empty lane, continuing to hit it. That does open up a lot of space to maybe gank the Bristle, but he has 2 points in Bristleback now. He's getting a little tanky. You probably need support ultimates to really deal with him.
How much stacking have we done on the side of Tundra? It feels like they are always having some sort of double or triple stack. No one does get caught here now. Controlled him long enough, he couldn't jump to his orb. The RP comes in, gets the grab. They try and snowball save. It's not good enough. Saksa, the only member to get a little bit low there, but he quickly uses his ult to get the surge over to 9 class. But this situation, I mean, Tundra was ahead before. Now they are taking leaps and bounds ahead of PARIVISION.
Just perfect timing on the Ice Path from Whitemon. Gotta respect the extra chain stun potential that you can activate on this. No orb for you. Limited stuns in this Tundra lineup, but if you can catch Puck early, that feels really nice. And you have to respect the AoE teamfight coming out from this Tundra lineup, especially if you're manning up on these frontliners. You get stuck in Vacuum Wall, Ice Path, Macro Pyre, RP, you're probably not going to have a good time.
And it's about to get even more AoE. BZM is very close to his Aghanim Scepter already. Satanic just being chased out of lane. It's a pretty low-risk move for 33. As he's got his ultimate to level up at any time.
His PA's feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah.
They're just not giving him the room to farm. And this was all about that early game trade-off, where the pressure went first, who made the first move. It took all the attention on the PA instead of the mag, and you're seeing that gap open up now. It's almost 3,000 net worth between those two. The acceleration's just not equal here. So you're gonna have to use this Darkseer to pull you back in the game. Just win some team fights off of the vacuums, the utility he can provide. Saksa just does not want to give up here.
Nope, he's going to stick on him. And he has the hive mind facet, so these swarms, yeah, he's giving up some gold, but he's getting experience back for it, especially since the swarm being maxed out means it's a bit harder to kill. Takes 5 hits now.
You also have that 15 talent, which is an easy one to forget about on this hero, but really good for the support weaver. And there's still a decent amount of minus armor Tundra can play around between the goo, the swarm.
Nice use of the reactive taser. Dispelled off the shielder. Got a punch. 9 class, he had to grab the amp damage. It is going to get a really good wall here with a blast off hitting on 3. The close over the top, doing a lot of damage. Duracio's almost dead. They do manage to get him, but no one is in a bit of trouble here. He has Waning Rift, he has an orb, but he can't get away to it in time. Tundra are just a bit too tanky. Despite the great AoE hits from PARIVISION, they have no way to cut these heroes down.
They don't really have heroes that can stick in the fight with the ion shells. That's the biggest problem right now, especially if the Tusk goes down early. But even the Tusk is not that tanky.
Sure.
Like, who in this lineup goes into the middle of the fight with a shell and survives for more than a second? That's kind of what you're missing. Could be the PA later, could be DM later when you get something like a Shiva's. I think that's maybe the most pivotal teamfight item in this PARIVISION lineup, is Shiva's on the Darkseer at some point, amp up all the magic damage, let him frontline a bit more. Until then, though, the physical damage from this Tundra lineup is going to rip you apart. You just don't have the armor to survive. Swarm, goo stacks, cleave damage.
Yeah, look at
and
that.
then the bristles coming through.
Stacked 8 more times. 33 picks up a blade mail, so now a lot of that AoE damage is going to play against PARIVISION, even if they are able to land it correctly.
I feel like this blade mail is just a standard. I don't want to have to worry about the carry going on me item.
Sure.
Like, you're either really blade mail or halberd, and I think halberd on Abaddon is, I don't know, something about it's just not that great because you don't mind the guy going on you. It's more, what are you doing when he does? Yeah, think about the blink. I think 33 will go this blink more aggressively than a lot of other offlane Abaddons. I think he really values the positioning for saves and bailouts, as well as the ability to just jump on a support and ruin his day.
Sure.
And I agree with the idea, because I think you have to itemize in a way where you become a problem in the team fights, not a dude who just exists.
Sure. And that'll make that blade mail the more effective, the more of a nuisance you are.
Soxa is so annoying for Satanic in this game. I don't even think he's accomplishing anything, he's just mentally annoying. Oh, Duraccio here, they see him.
Surged up, he still has the taser. Skewered back, attempted coil on 2. RP is going to be able to grab a couple here, including the Darkseer, who was not able to get off his combination just yet, bailed out by the snowball. Now is the wall going to come down, tries to surge away instead. They got to deal with the bug. They deal with that. Now the jump back in. 33 forced to use his ultimate, but he does manage to reset a bit. Whitemon with the Ice Path. And meanwhile, BZM is just going to work on a tier 2 tower. So nothing really gained for PARIVISION. Meanwhile, Tundra continue to cut the map down for PARIVISION. Less and less farming space for Satanic.
PA is just not ready to jump in the middle of that fight. You need more survivability. You need either the team to be stronger to set it up for you, or you to be so strong you can just go in on your own. Neither of those is true right now. So PARIVISION just lacking the damage to cut through these beefy boys, man. This mag is ginormous. Really early Harpoon, Ogre Club, Essence Ring on top of it. Just so much raw HP. He's already almost level 15 as well. He's still 3 levels ahead of this Phantom Assassin.
Spots DM. He's gonna surge.
Oh, can you actually cliff somebody on that spot?
I don't know.
It looked like it for a minute, but he got shoved off, I think.
That's for me.
Interesting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
It would be pretty funny if Valve added more of those little spots rather than taking them away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think Valve likes when you control people.
Radiant's top tower is under
I think they
attack.
really enjoy it.
Yeah, it does sound like Valve.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Until someone
attack.
gets really mad that they lose this lane in a pro game. They're like, okay, maybe we should get rid of those fountain hooks.
BKB coming in soon for Duraccio. I mean, what are they going to do?
Bottom tower is under attack.
When BKB mag shows up and harpoons somebody.
I mean, you don't do anything to him unless you can chain stun him before it comes out. You do have a lot of magical bursts. That's kind of it.
Yeah, their chain stuns are pretty bad.
I think PARIVISION has to dodge fights right now. I do not think the 5-on-5 is favorable at all.
I mean, how long do they have to dodge fights for, though?
Yeah, that is the question. Probably till Blink daggers come out on the Tusk and the Puck. That'll allow you to maybe jump supports, look for backline, get a numbers advantage, ignore these tanky frontliners that you can't deal with right now. Or on the hunt.
They really are. They do manage to get that Harpoon Skewer back. 9 class silenced up, so no snowball save possible. And he'll find his Blink Dagger a bit more delayed, and Tundra taking another tier 2.
I made that look easy. Just walk down mid. No vision to scout it. Easy pickoff into more farm, taking away camps from the Phantom Assassin. Soxa back on Satanic duty. I feel like they had a team talk or something. Like, you know what, Soxa, you just ruin this guy's day. Tilt him off the map and we'll win.
Does seem like a game that is beginning to feel uncarryable for Satanic, as they are going high ground pre-20 minutes.
Yeah, no Aegis either.
Now they do need to be a bit careful. You are pushing into ice shards and coil, a lot of obnoxious things when you try and back off of the high ground.
They just wanted a response there.
And they got one.
This is all net worth in the bag. Time for Satanic, but you're not too worried about his scale yet. Still have a lot of time to work with here, where the mag's going to be stronger.
Yeah, these tanky cores are certainly not going to be threatened anytime soon. The Weaver has Shikuchi, and Jakiro is, you know, it's a relatively tanky hero. 2.5 strength per level on a support.
This also moved Roche to the daytime side, which I think is better for Dire.
Sure.
I think it's a lot harder to contest this. Like going down this ramp, the distance from the ramp to the pit seems to cause trouble for a lot of teams trying to initiate. Though we've seen some like decent Roche steals out of it, which I think is a higher probability with Roche in the middle of the map, because you have more angles to approach in a smoke.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
But this is a nice timing for Tundra. They got this Aegis pretty early on. The second one will come out, you know, around that 30-minute mark, where you're gearing up to potentially be able to end the game. They gave it to Dyrachyo, so can't Dyrachyo throw right now.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you'd have to do it twice.
I've seen the man do it 3 times.
But then you get 2 out of his throws. You get 2 out of the way at one time, you know.
You
That's
think,
a win anyway.
You think he has a limited number of throws per game?
For sure. I think there's like, I think there's 3.5 Dyrachyo throws per game.
Okay. With a bare minimum of 1 to be.
Oh yeah, there's always
game.
1.
Yeah.
He's just completely taken over this network chart.
Yeah.
Like, he is not close. He is getting so much map space. Just playing alone with this Aegis, playing up on PARIVISION side of the map. Gotta get a team fight going at some point here.
Dyrachyo don't care. 3 heroes around him. He's going to try and harpoon one of them. It's going to be DM skewered back. Missed the ice path, though. DM. He has another surge coming up in a second.
He's out of there.
He is good. Dyrachyo's just going to keep claiming territory here.
Yeah, they're just trying to mess with him a little bit. This does buy some time for the PA on the map. 9 class looking for a wave cut. Stole the power rune. It was a good rune to steal. But still conceding ground as Tundra can take any objective they want right now.
Well, it's a good thing PARIVISION are 4 Protect 1. There's only 1 hero that needs to farm on the side of PARIVISION. They put all their eggs in the Satanic basket.
I think the Puck has to farm in this game too, to be honest. I don't think the PA solo carries it.
Well, then it sounds like PARIVISION might be screwed, because there's only space for 1 hero on the map at this point for PARIVISION.
I mean, this period is definitely not fun for them.
Tier 2 goes down. Final one of PARIVISION.
Interesting to see if Satanic comes back for this base defense, or if it's just one of those games where you're okay stacking a Rax because the fight is just not good for you at all.
He is about to pick up his shard, which might give them an option against 33. So they're going to play for that one. Initiating a little bit early here. Dakalis almost immediately dies. Got the Harpoon Skewer back onto DM. Let's see if the Orchid, they can kill him fast enough before any vacuum wall comes out. It doesn't. DM, he tries to surge away. Coil goes out. Catching a lot of heroes here.
this is not a bad
protecting
setup.
them, but Satanic's not sure if he can go in or not. All these low HP heroes, surely this is a time that Satanic can go for it. Hit him with the Orchid. Satanic, he finally jumps in, goes after Whitemod, hit by the Ice Path, but he's still cleaving through. They're all grouped up. He's getting good Battle Fury hits in. 33 does manage to get a decent amount of HP back with the borrowed time. Full HP for him.
No time left.
Sasa ends up going down, but now it's 33 and Duraccio back up, full HP, and Satanic just cannot do enough damage anymore. He's got to make a run for it, but he can't outrun 33. One hit from the slow, now gets hit by the skewer, and they end up wiping PARIVISION.
And Duraccio, the second life is just so valuable there. It's so much HP to get through on this hero twice. It's like 6-7k HP you have to cut through. This PA honestly did a lot of damage that fight, over 6k. It's pretty respectable considering his Manta Battle Fury. I don't think that fight was honestly that bad for PARIVISION. I just think it's so much HP to get through. They had some nice snowball saves. That last stun catch on the puck into the Ice Path was brutal because you couldn't bail him out.
Yeah. I mean, 6.5k sounds like a lot, but 2 Duraccio lives is like well over 6,000 HP by itself.
Yeah, 6,500 damage is not killing Duraccio twice.
Yeah.
And that was your entire PA fight.
And if he hits an RP, I think he had 2 heroes, right? So 24 extra strength. Like, you're talking about like 8,000 HP between 2 lives.
He is beefy. He just goes Monkey King bar. Just a giant FU to the Phantom Assassin here.
Yep.
I mean, he hits so hard. It's going to take like 2 or 3 hits and the PA's out of the fight or dead. Which is, again, where you need no one to be dealing a decent amount of damage on his puck, so you can play that poke and prod game. Go in with some daggers, orb silences, get some heroes low. You need to get heroes to at least below a 1/3 HP missing, maybe to a half before this PA wants to commit.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that last fight. There were so many low heroes on the side of Tundra, and Satanic was still not sure about it. And he was right not to be sure about it.
The one component that went well for them was they burst that bristle at the start, which is something this Tusk with Tag Team Punch will give you, plus the PA break. You can go in and just all in one of these targets. Have to worry about Blink Aphotic Shield a little bit, but it's not a complete bailout if you don't have BKB or Satanic or something to reset it afterward. So I think BZM is going to be susceptible here.
That's why he's going the Blade Mail. It's like 33 and BZM, both the heroes you want to break and try and kill in a 100-0 fashion at the start of a fight for PARIVISION. But if they both have Blade Mails,
that's really annoying. You can just BKB on this Phantom Assassin, but then it's going to force your BKB out maybe earlier than you want. And you're definitely not popping BKB to get through in a bad Blade Mail. It's irrelevant.
Well, he feels like it's just a full HP or a full damage route from here. He's going to go back for Deso. Inclined to agree with him.
We've not seen a lot of Desolators this patch. Needs to be an item you could get really early, but been pushed off a lot. I mean, there isn't a lot of armor on this Tundra side, but the frontliners have a lot. Like 33 sitting on a decent amount of armor here. This Nullifier now gives it's a 10 armor item. People forget about it, but Sabadon has 30 armor.
Duraccio seemingly cannot be stopped.
I mean, the man came with a big stick and he's swinging it.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Okay. Can he jump to his orb in time? Got him in the skewer. And he does not have a blink dagger. He is dead. Oh, trying to go for the snowball save, but that's just one more victim. And that was a 5-man vacuum wall with a blast off over the top. Looks very pretty. Doesn't do very much.
Yeah, PA's not even in this fight yet.
The buyback's going out. They're going to try and play for it now with the coil. Oh, couldn't do enough damage. Satanic can't even kill Soxa fast enough. He dies before he gets a single kill in the fight. This game is over, Avery.
Yeah, that was your chance to win a team fight, and it just wasn't synced at all. You got a 5-man vacuum, nothing happens. They just walk it off. Time lapse, borrow time. A lot of bailout mechanics in this lineup, and a lot of HP to get through if you mess something up. You buy Deso on the PA, you don't even get a single charge.
A brawny Gale Guard saves Soxa's life. Not that, you know, him dying would have changed anything about the fight. Just would have meant One less hero for Tundra to hit these buildings. Which 2 lanes barracks down, 20 seconds left on the Phantom Assassin to defend this top one. Just doesn't seem likely the PARIVISION can stall. Good enough. Harpoon, Nullifier, Skewer back on DM. He is quickly isolated and dealt with. 10 seconds left, far too many. And that means when Satanic is up, he is facing Megas.
Oh, this mag is just beastly, man. Full Assault Kuros done. What are you doing to touch this man right now?
Had to coil to stop the Skewer. Skewer goes off anyway through the BKB, pushing Satanic into a corner. And he's not getting out of there. Blade Mails go off. Techies just dies to his own blast off, basically. And GG is called. Tundra, with the full routing of PARIVISION, just demolished them. I mean, it was close for... Well, we had a very long first series. The second one might end up being very fast if 33's choice of Necrophos ends up working out. I didn't know you were a Necro player.
Oh, this hero's awesome. It's because he's been trashed for so long.
True.
I always like those bottom bin heroes that have no business being in a game. I think this is where he's been for a long time. Maybe this patch will revitalize him a little bit. This rapid decay is, in theory, a pretty strong facet. Reducing all the restoration amp.
Yeah.
Around people, you're slowing them, you're dealing a lot of attrition damage over the fight. I still think the biggest flaw of Necrophos is his ulti. I think the spell is just complete garbage.
True.
And it holds him back a lot because it has very long cooldown, very high mana cost, and it does honestly nothing to any sort of hero with magic resistance. Like if you have Glimmer, if you have Pipe, if you have any sort of ability to survive a bit of damage, the spell is incredibly underwhelming.
And considering the meta is like 3 or 4 Glimmer Capes on a team, yeah, the hero's in pretty bad shape. What would you think about an Earthshaker instead of the Necro and a lane swap? Because apparently that's what Coach Moon wanted. But then 33 Steps said, nah. We're a game up. I'm taking the Necro.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would pick the Shaker 100%. I have very little faith in Necro compared to that hero.
Yep.
He just needs a lot to go right. If it goes right, he's really powerful and he just ends the game.
DM is dead. That's going to be your first blood. Tundra taking it on Dyrachyo.
Dyrachyo Marcy, this is a spooky hero to play against, so we've seen him just 1v5 games on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're hyping up the Necro, but we may not get a chance to see 33 in action if Dyrachyo has a repeat performance from a few days ago.
And this also put the Bristle mid again for Tundra. Versus an Ember this time. Really good matchup for BZM. I think these lanes look really strong for Tundra. I think they should win all 3 basically. I think the top lane with the Darkseer is kind of a wash. Even if you die a little, you can always just push it in, but Bristle should free farm mid, and this Necro should free farm versus Slark, unless you manage to just all in him at some point. And like Arctic Burn, Blast, run him down with the Slark. But you have to be basically full HP to accomplish that. And so far, Tundra's done a decent job chipping PARIVISION down. In fact, forced out the early Cold Embrace just for some extra sustain on this lane.
Seeing interesting, it feels like when you're on Dire side, you have to make a lot of extra moves as the carry to make sure that the 4 position doesn't get that pull up the ramp. Seems like that's what most people are playing for nowadays. Bugs go out. Soxa getting his extra bit of experience through the Hive Mind facet.
And Satanic getting his extra gold. Tough lane for the Slark. Maybe you land a pounce on this Weaver, but otherwise you just sustain him to try and survive this Necro lane, and the lane's really far up now. I mean, you need pulls on this lane, and Sox is just not giving them to you. This is a big lane win for Tundra. They should be able to snowball this pretty hard here, particularly at level 3. 2 points in the Death Pulse is where it starts to add up pretty considerably.
Yeah.
Mid's pretty even, though. I think no one's doing a pretty good job here. Early CS war. Surviving the Quills, which are starting to stack up now. Level 2 on the Quill. Throw in that value point on the Nasal Goo, and suddenly that matchup can become quite favorable for the Bristle, which is what I expect.
Yeah, it's almost like he can't spam his spells fast enough to use all these stick charges.
Dire structures are
got a chains on BZM, but he actually used the glyph to prevent the tower from finishing off the creep. Meanwhile, DM blast off is going to take out here. Dual breath is easily enough. They want to keep being aggressive here. Whitemon will at least put a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, the trade-offs all over the lanes. BZM and No One both getting very low at mid. We saw a little action bottom lane as well. 9 class trapped in a corner here. The TP is going to come far too late to save him. This lane's turning into a disaster.
Once again, Dyrachyo Marcy just taking names in the early game. This lane has not been played well from PARIVISION. They fed away a bad level 1 death. It started to snowball. They got pushed in. A Darkseer getting pushed in. Very wacky early game for DM up here, and he has almost nothing.
Yeah, how did that happen in the first place? Was it some lane pulling shenanigans gone wrong?
Yeah, I think 9 class was just playing off the lane too much early. Looking for things like the small camp block, couriers, the lane pull. Man, lane just got away from him. Now you have this level 3 combo.
Another jump forward. 9 class, he has the blast off. Does manage to hit Dyrachyo with a bit of damage here. Vacuum back in. DM looking for the kill. Oh no! 7 HP, and now he's gonna die to Whitemon instead. They were so close to getting some sort of turnaround there. They killed Dyrachyo, then maybe the 2-for-1 would be a bit more acceptable, but
this lane's a disaster. An absolute disaster. You're trying to get to this fast Vanguard on the Darkseer. It's been delayed considerably. And the amount of levels going into Jakiro is going to make him a beast in these skirmishes. He's already almost level 5.
BZM shoved out a lane, but will find a bounty rune to refill his bottle.
And honestly, I think this Darkseer lane was the lane I expected to go best for PARIVISION. I think these other 2 lanes are tough matchups on paper, at least to win them. No one's going kind of even mid, but he's not going to stop BZM farming. And this lane is really tough for the Slark. We're seeing the sustain start to win out here.
Yep. He's got a lot of magic wand charges, so he's getting really aggro here. With the bug on Satanic, he's got to get out of here, but Soxa's going to run him down. The Shikuchi surely do manage to get that kill.
Man, just brutal. Can't stand your ground in this lane. The other lanes are not going well enough, so you can't really TP techies down here to try and bail you out. You just get run down by the Necrophos. Soxa will suicide to some neutrals. Nice little play. Get back on the map pretty fast here.
And 33 gets a Lotus, so he'll be back up to almost full resources.
Yeah, they got both side lane Lotuses. And this other Lotus up top is nice for Dyrachyo. He needs the mana on this lane because they've just been killing so much.
Yep.
They've run out of resources. Good problem to have.
Particularly since he chose a facet that isn't even useful yet. And still waiting on that level 6 to get those free punches in.
It's coming pretty fast here. He's half a level away.
Yeah.
Full level ahead of this Darkseer. Still no Vanguard.
Another jump for it. Blast off, lands on 2, but the Darkseer can't really stick around and fight too much. Dyrachyo is going to die, though. With the rotation of Dakalis and No One, they finally get the punish. Dyrachyo just being so aggressive, forcing rotations out of PARIVISION because they're just losing all these lanes too hard. Something had to be done.
This is a nice little pickup for No One. A lot of gold off that rotation. It was an Arcane Rune as well. Doesn't cost him a lot here in terms of resources or the TP. And extra XP for this Ember who doesn't just want to sit mid and watch Bristleback farm. Tundra have to be careful about the overextension in this top lane because I think PARIVISION will gladly rotate here every time. Does not cost them much in terms of their game plan. The other option is you gank this Necro, but they're finally looking for it. This is a tough kill.
Pounce into blast off with a bunch of magic damage raining in. They will overwhelm 33's HP pool. Let's see if they can get away with the bugs on them. Soxa, another Shikuchi up. Does he go after 9 class? They're going to stick on a Satanic here. Satanic Dark Pack gets rid of some of it. Can't get rid of all of it. Another 400 gold for Soxa in the end.
Did that freeze kill him? That Embrace might have killed the Slark.
Yeah, maybe. Allows the Jakiro to catch up. I mean, he looked at a pretty bad situation as is, but...
Yeah, he's probably screwed in the short term no matter what, but... I don't know, that was a bit dicey. And again, a lot more XP going to this Tundra support duo. Jakiro is already level 6.
He got level 6 before 33.
Just the kills up top. 303 star for Whitemon. He's locked in right now. Macro available is so much damage. between this support duo right now. 3 points in the Swarm, Macropyre up. These are not supports you want to fight into if you're PARIVISION. Especially with a Wyvern techies who are nowhere close to the same level.
If I'm to call this, I'm thinking, do I even level up Cold Embrace anymore? Am I going to use this spell again in this game? Macropyre, Weaver Bugs, the chance of all of the heal just being reduced by Necrophos being around. Chasing after 9 class, he does have that disarm. It makes it a little bit more difficult for Dyrachyo to guarantee that kill. With no one here on the other side, they get a little bit too split on the side of 33 and the rest of Tundra. 33 left alone against 4, while the other go diving behind the tower. Quick turnaround kill onto 9 class, sure, but them turning around means no one is going to catch up to them here. Fortunately, supports are still level 6, so this isn't a clear-out winning situation for them. Dyrachyo wants to fight. No one. Immediate curse goes out from Takalis, trying to bail no one out of this situation. Jumps to his Remnant. Dyrachyo taunt on his tail. Shukuchi goes out. Another Remnant, but Dyrachyo is able to finish the job. Satanic, though, he spies his victim. He wants to go after Dyrachyo. Does manage to get him with the Dark Pact, but now that his ultimate is run out and BCM is joining in. Okay, there's a Cold Embrace, but guess what? You're still surrounded by heroes and will instantly die as soon as the ice thaws.
Bristleback's king of that fight. If he doesn't get focused, he's going to run everybody down. And another Swarm for Soxa. He's honestly gotten a lot of XP off these bugs in the last minute here. Support duo wins out, level 7 on both of them pretty much.
Blast off might still kill him. Okay, slight.
Yeah, this is the
damage.
This is the Necrophos life. You pick a trash hero, sometimes you get trashed on, you know? That's how it goes.
And Dyrachyo continues his Marcy aggression. Not backing down even after a death. Just keeps running at him. 4, 2, and 3. Almost gets the tower. No, PARIVISION likely to deny now.
I mean, that is something PARIVISION have going for him, you know? Tundra have Necrophos, so you can just keep killing that hero.
Keep feasting on him.
Yeah, abusing him. It's a really slow hero to get online. And we still have 0 Reaper kills, which, not that that's a rare sight.
No.
But it is reality here for 33. Not had the best time early with this hero. T1 mid. Orb Corrosion Ember. Will he get the last hit? Ooh, okay. Doesn't get denied. Pretty big win for no one here. I mean, he's holding this early game together.
He is.
There's not a lot of lockdown for the Ember Spirit. Technically a free Ember game. And he's doing some work with it. It's going to be a nice Mage Slayer game as well. Mage Slayer, another item that ruins Necro, by the way.
Yeah. I feel like Necro has just not been an existing hero since that item's introduction.
I feel like I'd be pretty confident with Tundra's position if 33 were on almost any other hero.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm a little more iffy on it.
Middle tower is under attack.
They're trying for, oh, Satanic barely gets off the Shadow Dance midway through the animation of Reaper's Scythe. BZM gonna get dove, double mines laid out. No way he can stop it, especially with the disarm. So, well played by PARIVISION. Satanic survives through the gank on him, while PARIVISION succeed in their move in the mid lane.
33, looking for the Reaper, but all he can do is walk, and spell does not have the best cast range.
No.
That's why you have a talent that gives it cast range, Austin.
That's true.
Though part of me does feel like when a hero needs a talent to give their spell the cast range it should have by default, it's like an insult to the hero.
Yeah. Oh god, Satanic. He picked up a hand of Midas. Soxa, he's close to the area that the Midas is at, but I was thinking if he could have denied it, would have been amazing.
Trying to
get deep here. They have Curse, so even if Tundra turns back around, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it with the blast off and a mine. The disarm, it's not enough. And the Reaper's Sight does manage to get the kill, sure, but the final blast that came out plus DM, they do manage to get the kill on the Bristleback that they were originally looking at. So support for core, well worth it for PARIVISION.
Yeah, you take that. Anytime you can shut down Bristleback in the early game, it's super nice. Slow him getting to that ag, slow down the farming rate overall. Stacks will continue to go, well, either untouched or down a bit slower. And yeah, Midas for the Slark will eventually catch Satanic back up in this game. I don't mind it here. It's likely a game where you can go late and win it ultra late with this triple melee Darkseer lineup. Winter Wyvern's pretty good in that late game.
33 now has a Glimmer, which may increase his chances of surviving through the Ateki's assault, but if he gets gone on by all three of these heroes, likely still dead.
There's just a lot of magic damage dealers in this game. I feel like magic resistance for both teams pretty nice. Upside for PARIVISION is you have Slark, who can just build stacks, doesn't care about it. Upside for Tundra is you have some physical burst in the bristle.
Got him the end of the blast off, couple mines going off, not enough damage. 9 class, he's dead. Satanic has to make a run for it with his Shadow Dance. They get egged on, going in too deep to the tower.
I mean, that was never going to work. You flat out do not have the damage for that play. It is a Ghost Shroud. Glimmer Kate, full wand. Slark has a Midas. Like, you're not bursting this Necrophos. So that was just a freebie. And this Weaver is also having a good game, and I think Sox's game is really important for Tundra because he is a hero that can get on top of the Wyvern in the fight and make Ducalis' life incredibly difficult. And that in turn will open up the fight for the Marcy to commit.
Right.
Because Marcy really suffers against Wyvern. Like, the Embrace and the ulti both kind of ruin your day, particularly if you're BKB dependent. We're going to see an early BKB for Dyrachyo. You just get ulted in that. If you're hitting anybody, you waste 4 seconds. You're pretty sad in that situation. So if the Weaver can get on top of the Wyvern, take him out of the fight, it's going to be another Orchid builder from Sox that he will have that capability. That's massive for Tundra.
Dire are scanning.
So you really do not want to keep losing these early game skirmishes here if you're PARIVISION, because it's just going to make the fight way harder for you.
Smoke into Tormentor, Tundra not taking it. They were in position to see some of this rotation coming. Soxa sitting in the trees with a ward, so it's PARIVISION.
This is not a fast Tormentor.
It's not.
He got bugged.
33, he's back in the play. Can he get a Reaper Scythe off anywhere in here? No one. He's going to go for the kill on no one. Not quite enough damage. He jumps over to his Remnant. Macropyre, that should burn him out. Soxa chasing after some of these heroes. Ducalis flies up into the trees. He could TP out potentially. They're going to farm this camp. They're going to maybe turn around. They
Pretty
not
greedy.
respect the fact that Tundra is chasing after them here. Ducalis, he's going to have to use the Winter's Curse here if he wants to be able to survive.
Oh,
Sox
nice
is
deal.
so low, he finally gets off the curse, only catching 2 inside of it. The Techies gets run down. Ducalis dies. Felt like PARIVISION, they had an out there and chose not to take it.
Yeah, maybe looking for some kind of cheeky turn with this Wyvern around some of these cliff lines. But who's going to deal damage in this Wyvern? This is not a game where Wyvern ulti is just bringing heroes down because you're catching the big physical damage dealers. It's not going to be that type of game. It's a stall mechanic. It's a control mechanic. Maybe you can ulti people so the Slark can build up stacks. They just get baited by this Weaver. Glimmer Cape and heals from 33, putting that shard to use. Bails out the support, you get the time lapse off, and just not a fight you're going to win. I do like the early shard on the Necro in a lot of games, though. This is, I think, one of the mechanics that
Ice
makes this
Path
hero
on
work.
the slight use from no one, almost gets him killed. Now he has another Remnant to jump to, and will dodge enough damage that he's able to survive, but spooky situation. He's got to be aware of that constantly. Slights are not necessarily free against a Jakiro. Blast off, thinking about it. 9 class opts out. Between the Glimmer and a great healing Lotus on 33, there is a lot of saves.
Yeah, he has a lot of burst heal.
Dire's middle tower.
Healing Lotus, Death Pack, Death Seeker,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Death Pulse, not Pack. It's like 3 burst heal instances that he can also throw on anybody.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So you really have to be careful about how you try and all-in people in this game.
Are fortified.
And honestly, again, I don't think you're really looking for super early 5-on-5s here if you're PARIVISION. You're more looking for pickoffs and continuing to farm the Slark.
Trying to get pickoffs in the top lane. Not on Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo's actually still thinking about fighting this. I assume he's calling for his team to help him, but he's currently still alone. TP coming in now. He wants to turn and fight, but Shadow Dance is used. He has really nothing to hit. He just dies. Miscommunication, perhaps, between Tundra and Dyrachyo.
Yeah, getting the tier 2 bottom. And PARIVISION get the rundown, exactly what they're looking for in this game. Position where they can outnumber people, the Slark can start building stacks, running people down. You put Tundra in a position where they have to respond, but they don't want to.
Trying to get the quick kill on 9 class. As always, the Reaper's Scythe falls short.
That's the story of this spell. so hard to get kills with it. I feel like sometimes it's honestly better to just not throw it. Like, save the mana.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you throw it, you run out of mana, then you can't survive.
I mean, that's just a great example of sometimes when you pick these off-meta heroes, you just don't have the proper feel for it, right? That was a situation that if you played the hero regularly in this patch, you probably would be able to like, okay, I can't kill that guy.
There's definitely some truth in that. I also think there's some truth in that even if you have a feel for it, like, the spell's just bad. Having feel for a bad spell is... It just doesn't do anything.
33 is sitting there thinking to himself, this spell can't be that bad, right? Surely I can kill a half HP 4 position.
Well, lanes are getting pushed in a bit more to Tundra's side now that the Darkseer Slark are heating up a little bit. And you do have a lot of lane shove in the PARIVISION lineup, as they always do, so they can stall this game out and just play for later timings here when all three of their cores are online. They can join the fight. They have double Mage Slayer. They're going to have a decent amount of sustain between Wyvern, who can stall out fights, Darkseer with mech, and potentially other ores, Ember, who can go in and out of fights, has Essence Ring, and then, of course, the Slark with ulti and the Shard. And you got to remember this Depth Shroud. Another mechanic 33 is going to have to fight through, trying to land these Reapers on people. Not fun.
Smoke not finding an opening.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're really not going to against this Weaver. Level 12 Weaver. 1400 HP with an Orchid.
Does a lot of damage.
A lot of damage and not that easy to kill. The squad doesn't have the direct control measures to really punish Soxa being far up.
He will always get off time lapse unless you're able to land blast off on him, basically.
Yeah.
So if he gets caught in a curse, that's one way it can happen. Or you just have to kill him, you have to make him time lapse, kill him the second time. As he continues to be annoying to all these heroes in the bottom lane.
Just takes your hard camp.
Yeah, this is your mid hero getting forced off the map by support.
And Dyrachyo pushing into the tier 2 because he has his BKB. So if you want to try and kill him, he will welcome that fight.
Fast Essence Ring. Super nice for him. Extra attack range here. Very pivotal on Marcy.
Now, this is time for Satanic. They can't really... It's a little difficult to push into the wave clear that 9 class brings.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So this is time that Satanic might be able to finish up his Aghanim Scepter before the next little fight. Again, probably not looking for full-on team fights, but little skirmishes might favor PARIVISION. Jumping after 9 class, but it was a bait. The curse, though, just doesn't do enough damage. Soxa, he doesn't have time lapse, but he still lives. Ducalis, he's going to cold embrace himself, but he is stuck in hell. Dyrachyo, knowing that his presence isn't needed, fish for another hero, doesn't find it. They go straight to the high ground.
Yeah, no Wyvern, no curse, even if he had buyback here. That's your big team fight spell.
And BZM, he can take down towers early.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sustain in this lineup.
Jumping after the Darkseer, 100-0, he's gone.
That is not the kill to give up here in this high ground defense.
9 class even tried to save him, giving him the taser, thanks to the shard, but there's just too much burst.
I mean, that was way too easy for Tundra. Just walk up an ice pad, jump this guy. The biggest team fighter on PARIVISION's side. Big
Jumping
mistake.
after 9 class and a cold embrace. He is dying slowly to 33, who feels like the Reaper Scythe is just not needed in that situation. He's holding on to it for a second kill. Dyrachyo finally forced into his BKB. Blast off, thinking about it. 9 class, not sure where to go. Goes after 33. See if they can turn around, deal with the Necro, but he's got plenty of heals. A great healing Lotus. 20 magic wand charges still. He gets a full HP, and he still has the wand.
Need someone to bail him out a little bit here. Maybe you can turn with Reaper.
They're going to turn with Dyrachyo, gets the grab.
Oh, that's a good toss back.
That's going to be full heal
Does
stuff.
nothing.
Satanic does not manage to get it. Now the curse is going to be used. Grabbing BZM. He is wailing into Whitemon while no one jumps to the back line. Finishes off Jakiro. BZM now being slowed down. Satanic getting stacks after stacks. All he has to do is be careful of the quills, and he will benefit greatly from this fight. No one picks up the double, and Satanic gets the stacks.
Super important high ground hold from PARIVISION. Cost them a Techie's buyback with that really bad Darkseer death, but ultimately they will get the team fight win, which is what they want in that situation, because your Ags was arriving for the Slark, did not have it for the fight, but he has it now. And you just need to turn a couple of these fights around so you can push into that late game where Satanic can take over. And honestly, that is just a classic Necrophos team fight. Some guys a half HP, you're like, haha, I ulted him. Does 100 damage because he has magic resistance, and that's life.
Oh, that was so pitiful. And you know, in the future, that person might get depth shrouded by Satan.
Yeah, exactly. There's multiple saves in this lineup. It's just, it's tough, man. The spell can bait you sometimes, and you end up getting a really good curse. The one guy who can kill people in the curses game is the Bristle. So that is what Ducalis is going to look for. I mean, maybe Marcy can kill somebody, but will be Shiva's done for 33. That's a lot of his damage. Being able to go in, Shiva's, amp up the magic damage, pop the shroud, double slow people. Really annoying if he can just stay alive in the fights.
Yeah.
But that is the question. Can you stay alive in these fights if you're Tundra? How much damage are PARIVISION going to be able to pump out, especially when they start building damage items? They've been building a lot of survivability so far. We should see more damage from the Darkseer eventually. We should see nullifiers at some point. Shiva's on the Ember.
Prepare for a lesson.
DM is really close to his Blink Dagger. And that might make Ducalis' curse a whole lot better. They get the right vacuum curse. That sets up a blast off, a whole bunch of mines going off. Splinter Blast that does a bunch of damage. 9 classes, you're gonna die to Soxa here. They're trying to bait it in. Turn around, but Soxa, again, they just don't really have the best control. Easily gets off his ult. Satanic chases after him. Might be able to finish him if he gets some help from no one, but he's got to be careful of 33. Orchid goes off onto the Slark, but he's already far enough away. 33 couldn't get the Reaper's sight. As it stands, though, they do have to break from this team fight. Durachi is just a bit too scary.
Oh. Did not have Dispose available.
Yeah, he did. He did. And Tundra will win the Tormentor fight.
Yeah, you just can't get baited by this Weaver. Too limited in the control department. And your supports mean a lot. Keeping these two supports alive, making sure Tundra aren't on them. If they get the 5-on-3, the 5-on-4, the fight's a lot easier for them. Eyeing up BZM mid. I mean, Slark is close by.
Maybe.
You can bring him down.
Yeah, with the team teleporting, they were either in the corners of the map, bottom right, or they teleported to the other side.
BZM,
so nobody's in the mid lane.
Overplaying his hand entirely.
Yeah.
That is a big death to give up. That's a 1,000 gold kill here. Power rune on top of it. More stacks for the Slark. This Slark is starting to power up. He's got that Midas cooking. Ags is done. You get to Nullifier here, you can just Nullifier all in the Necrophos. Really tough item matchup for the Necro to deal with.
And we talked about the control problems for PARIVISION when it comes to the Weaver, but now we're getting to a point where the control is a huge problem as the Ember and Slark are constantly playing on their side of the map, cutting waves, and there's not much they can do to stop them.
Yeah, they have very limited catch. I mean, what is it?
It's
Atos Ice Path into Leap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty bad.
Don't forget Reaper's Scythe.
Oh yeah, Reaper.
It's about
Lead
as good
with
as,
the Reaper.
It might be better at control than damage at this point.
There's some truth in that. You get a refresher, you can throw 2 Reapers on you. Just double Reaper them down.
Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking.
I mean, it is really cool. Smoke from PARIVISION. They have the blink on the Darkseer to be able to initiate, set stuff up. Run the Slark in first during this nighttime. See a bunch of heroes, punish them if they're clumped.
Oh, don't let BZM die again. This time around, he's near a tier 2. So the TP is coming in. 33 is going to catch some heroes with the Shivas. Soxa coming in from behind, going straight for the Winter Wyvern, trying to finish him off with the Orchid. Does manage to execute him nice and quick.
Huge.
Now the Texas is going to die as well, and Tundra running down heroes. Satanic, Depth Shroud trying to create a little bit of distance here. Pounce up in a second, trying to stay ahead in the trees. Oh no, Orchid! But he gets bailed out by a beautiful vacuum wall that connects on 4 heroes. Satanic will stay alive thanks all to DM.
He would have died to Reaper there. The interrupt didn't come through. For once. Then he'll walk it off as no one's still messing with the back line, but...
Yeah, and the wave already got caught, so... Not much to do from this position, but take some of PARIVISION's farm.
Does get a power rune as well. Nice arcane rune for him.
Yeah.
Gonna be nice in the next fight.
Another Orchid.
They're just trying to get as much control as they can. They know it's what this lineup's lacking. Need more disables to threaten the backline. You need more disables to threaten Satanic in the brief windows where you can catch this Slark in a stun. You have to be able to chain it here.
Marcy. That's not what you want to see. Forced to use BKB defensively here. No one's still going to chase after. He's got Arcane Rune, got Shield Rune. Blast off on 2. Beautiful hit from 9 class, and that'll finish him off. Dyrachyo goes down, 33.5 HP. Turns around, Reaper's Sight does manage to get the kill on 9 class, so he'll start healing up. No one's just playing. Ooh, got to be careful though. Nice curse. That's going to help no one here. Was in a little bit of trouble. Vacuumed back in. 33 dies. Satanic is building up stacks now. Depth Shroud chasing after BZM. Give it an Ion Shell. He'll spot the Jakiro. That's a much easier kill than the Bristleback. Tundra beginning to feel like their team fights are not enough as PARIVISION just bouncing in and out of the fight. They're too tough to lock down.
Just not enough hard control. How do you go on one of these big cores and bring them down 100-0? It's really difficult right now. You need hexes or abyssals or something.
Maybe you need a hero that gives you like 3 or 4 different stuns, like an Earthshaker would have been.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, could have
would have been really
sure,
nice control for this game.
I'm sure Moon's going to have some words for the team after this game, but you know you got to trust your players. And ultimately, if 33 wants to play a hero, what are you going to tell him? What do you know? What have you ever won?
Radiant are scanning.
I'll have you know, I'm Moonmander and I won Frankfurt Major.
You know how good I was in Han. Stacking up
Dude,
the
so many
stacks. He is stacks on stacks
That's a
on
gem.
stacks. 108 agility. I think Tundra,
They're crumbling.
this game has collapsed entirely for them. Look at 33, man.
Nullifier going to work.
Getting demolished.
This Slark is way too terrifying right now. You just bought a gem. You just fed it to him. And he just finished Nullifier. So he absolutely has the ability to all in the Necrophos now. Nobody is safe on the front line. Marcy has a really tough time man-fighting this hero because you pop ult, he pops ult. Yours runs out. He's happier. BZM has just struggled. Not sure where he's supposed to go on the map, but this Bristleback keeps trying to push in this mid lane as their lanes are getting shoved in from the Ion Shells and the Ember. And every time he pushes out, if the team is not there with him, he just gets feasted upon.
The 100 bonus agility that Satanic has right now will make their lineup a lot more capable of doing Roshan when they normally wouldn't be.
Tundra not here in time. They're going to smoke, but late to the party. Might still opt to take the team fight from the high ground if PARIVISION run into them.
As a big if as they smoke up.
They'd love to be able to start on the Darkseer.
They run into any mines, though. It's going to spoil the surprise.
Well, this is a really good angle.
Seeing 2 heroes on the low ground, get the rebound, jump onto 9 class, also trying to go after the Darkseer. Rod of Atos will stop him, so looks like 1 kill is going to turn to 2. Big pickup for Tundra.
Blink Orchid Weaver. You do not see it often, but it paid off there.
No.
Again, Soxa just wants to assassinate the backline in this game and remove a lot of that kiting and damage potential.
Dire's middle tower is under
Get a ward for it too.
Tried to fight for power rune. No one will get an amp damage.
I mean, this Weaver is carrying so much weight for Tundra right now. Feels like it's the one thing in their lineup working at 100%.
It feels like next he's going to have to go Scythe of Ice.
You might need it in this game.
Tundra, numbers advantage, running around, hoping to be able to start the fall of dominoes. But
You can also just try and get to triple BKB core timing here. BKB on Necro, BKB on Bristle, and you already have the Marcy one. And just try and ignore a lot of the spell damage. But that's where that curse can come in big. Things like Depth Shroud plus the curse plus Surge, you can kite out the BKBs in this lineup because the control isn't there. So it's not an end-all be-all in the team fight. It will be a lot harder for PARIVISION to all in your cores for sure. Downside is it's not stopping the Slark building up stacks.
Yeah, it just sounds like the fight is going to go longer, which typically favors the Slark.
It absolutely favors the Slark unless he gets bursted
Yeah.
by, say, an ultimate that deals an absurd amount of burst damage based on HP you're missing.
That would sound really good if they had one of those. Unfortunately, Tundra does not.
Yeah, I'm talking about Finger of Death, of course. Black hole.
Yeah.
I would kind of like to see him just go the Hex here. He might just go for more DPS. He's the highest level on the... That's disgusting. So I guess some of it is the extra XP from the bugs.
Yeah, it's the hive mind.
Not, let's not get too excited here. He's a little fake XP going on.
I would love to know how much experience he's gotten from this over time. It would be an interesting stat. Just because some of these facets are like, how do I tell if this is any good? It's just kind of like feel a lot of times.
He basically gets around 2 levels worth on average, I think.
Saved by the Depth Shroud and pounced on Duraccio. He has to pop his ultimate. He has to pop his BKB. And he has to back away. PARIVISION will do the same as the teleports come in, but certainly not feeling good.
Tundra did get to that triple BKB timing. They got pretty fast.
Oh, Soxa. He spots 9 class, but cannot commit to him.
I mean, you definitely want to make PARIVISION go into you here. Chasing Aegis is a very difficult task, especially when you have to go through this Ember on the front line.
Bottom lane does die. They lose their range barracks that was left at like 100 HP earlier.
It seems like a long time ago that Tundra were the ones taking Iraqs down there.
Nullifier and almost level 20 for Marcy. I know those are usually pretty big. How good do you think the Nullifier is going to be here, though? You could deal with Surge. You could deal with Taser.
I mean, it's always good versus Darkseer lineups. It does help you go on a target, burst him down. You can't bail him out.
It's just my problem is it going to stop the Ember and Slark? Those are currently your biggest problems.
It's not direct lockdown. I think this Nullifier becomes better the more stuns and disable you get here. It's in conjunction that it's really going to work for you. And they're just not really building any lockdown. I mean, it's going to come out super late in this game if it gets there. But for now, the mobility on PARIVISION has free reign, and they should be trying to push their advantage right now. Very favorable in a 5-on-5 or any sort of team fight. You still have Aegis for 30 seconds. Issue with their lineup is they're not great at going high ground. You ideally want pickoffs that lead into that. So if Tundra just keep dodging on the map, that high ground is not something I think Satanic wants to force.
Now, in the process of dodging, you will eventually give pickoffs to an Ember or a Slark.
He'll never find me around this tree.
Those pickoffs will eventually lead to more and more stats.
And he's being really annoying. Took a while. Space created. So with this kind of pickoff, you can just force the high ground. At least poke it, try and get people back. It's just not efficient is the problem. So yeah, they rather just hunt here. Keep looking for chain kills. You can push in the lanes aggressively. Force Tundra to split and continue to get the chain reaction. They do get the Tormentor down bottom. That is a shard for the Jakiro.
We're going to spot a Duraccio. Thanks to this lane ward they have. A little awkward to get over there with the tier 1 and tier 2 still up. Pounce after him, but immediately rebounds to the tier 2. Put a Nullifier on him, but he has BKB. There's no way they'd catch him. And that just means Soxa can continue to split. Can push out the top lane a little bit.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised Tundra have kept up the farm on all these cores with how much map they've lost. They've really done a decent job getting out on the sides of the map. Continuing to find farm on the Marcy and the Bristle where they can. Even this Necro's it's getting up there. Has level 3 Reaper now. PARIVISION aren't really getting that much advantage during this period, despite being a lot stronger. Even this Weaver's just been farming out this bottom half of the map forever.
He's almost got Nullifier.
Gonna be another Nullifier. Still not sure I'm super sold on the multi-Nullifier versus a Hex somewhere in this lineup. It is more damage for Soxa, though, on the backline.
Or like Basher for Duraccio as well as another form of control.
Upside of this Nullifier is you can Nullifier Orchid this Wyvern and he's absolutely dead. Like, that's so much damage Nothing he can do about it in terms of itemization. So I think the Nullifier makes a lot of sense here for Sox individually. The Hex might be the stronger team item.
Which is where Ducalis, I mean, he does have kind of the tools to deal with that. Smoke or Ninja Gear plus Blink Dagger.
Yeah, you got to position really well. You got to be really far back. Join these fights late. This Weaver is always going to be looking for you. You have to be super disciplined about how far you reach relative to where the team is.
And even more reach. Blink Dagger, Necro.
Tundra getting to items here. Lead is not growing for PARIVISION at all. This next Roche is going to be super pivotal in this game. Full Disperser done for Satanic. And he's doing a lot more damage, a lot more chase potential.
Dire are scanning.
Almost level 25 as well.
They're going to try and burst him. Reapers, but they didn't have the damage fast enough. Durachu comes in a bit too late. He does still take a lot of damage, but he is able to pounce out there. And meanwhile, no one is in the middle of all these heroes. Good wall went out. I think he got a decent vacuum, but it seems like not enough damage without Satanic. Still, though, they're just kiting him out for the time being. Eventually, Marcy, the BKB, and the ultimate will fall, and Tundra are going to be severely lacking in damage. You can see PARIVISION, they're ready to go back in. Night Class starts it off with the Eul Scepter on 33. 33 using the Death Seeker to get back up to the high ground here. Satanic finds that high ground is perhaps a bit unwelcome. Finishes off the tier 2 first.
Tried to all in him. I just don't think it's close. This Marcy's not doing near enough burst damage to set this Reaper of Scythe up. And again, there's just so many bailouts in this lineup between Glimmer Capes, Heals, Sustain, Wyvern Curse. Trying to all in a hero here is super difficult.
Yeah, you've got to do this like crazy combination where Soxa goes to catch the back line and disrupts the Weaver somehow. And the team kills a Slark within Reaper Scythe.
I just don't see that
100 to 0. I mean, that takes an insane amount of coordination, which we saw. Duracio, he didn't jump in at the exact same time as the Reaper was used.
Trying to bail out this Weaver in this long chase, smoking to him.
Yeah, they are. The Weaver, he may die, but Duracio is already going to get a lot of damage done here. Nice cold embrace, but this now shows Ducalis, and that's going to be trouble. Macropire is still going to burn out the Darkseer, and Satanic, who got caught there, wasn't able to get the Depth Shroud out in time. Had to pop the Shadow Dance just to be able to stay alive. Good vacuum, grabs Duracio midway through his leap, and no one is just going to work. They may be able to challenge the Slark at times and catch some of these heroes, but no one is consistently hitting all of the heroes of Tundra. He's up in their face with the BKB. He takes out 3, and 33 will find that his TP will not work for him here.
That is such a hard fight to take. Going high ground while your Weaver's dying. We've seen how important the Weaver is to this game. And then triple buyback from PARIVISION. Yeah, that's an expensive win, but it's a big team fight win because now you can likely get something out of it. Either buybacks in return or the base. It's on a Radiant Outpost, going high. I mean, it's just, there's so many things working against you in that fight if you're Tundra. And the buybacks will absolutely close that door. So,
oh, nice grab. Look at that mid. 33 uses his courier to try and draw the creep wave away. Has to go invulnerable, but still. Backdoor protection.
Classic 33.
It is classic.
Ultimately didn't do anything.
No, backdoor protection never went up. And it's certainly down now as creep wave resumes its path back into the base.
If you are PARIVISION here, though, you do not want to linger and lose a fight and have diebacks on multiple heroes going into this next Roshan period.
Especially with a gigantic wave pushing in bottom, so they got to be quick with this. Take the melee barracks, Glyph is going to go off. Can they stick around?
I mean, if I'm Tundra, I'm trying to catch anything on the respawns here.
Yeah, I feel like PARIVISION, maybe the right time is to back away. Duracio straight to the back line. Cold Embrace, bailing out 9 Class alongside a Depth Shroud. Duracio taking a lot of damage. Curse pulls it back in. It gets the grab on a BZM. BZM takes a lot of damage. Duracio's almost dead. Satanic's back into play. They take out Duracio. No buyback there. Macropire down. The Reaper Sight. That'll take out Satanic. He does have buyback. He's not one of the ones used earlier. Meanwhile, DM is in a bit of trouble here. As 33 has a blink dagger, gets in front of him, finishes him off. That's one of the heroes that fought back. That's a dieback for him. No one, he is silenced up right now, but he's still going after the Jakiro. Whitemon hits him with the ice path. The quills are building up. Whitemon, can he stay alive? The remnants after him. The slight will finish him off. No one goes to the TP away.
Get out.
And he will make it out.
That was
they
his
have
last
no control
remnant
for him anymore.
Dude, no one God. He's level 26 now. 12, 2, and 11 on this Ember. The lack of control. It's a free Ember game, and he is showing it off. Still, huge kill on this Slark. They finally get a Reaper connection on him out of the ice path. They bring him down. The spell does something. Is it enough here for Tundra? They lost 3 out of those 4 barracks. Roche is up, but your Marcy died, so you can't do Roche. I don't think this Bristle's enough on his own, especially with 3 heroes still up here.
Dire are scanning.
This is that dieback timer on the Darkseer, so you really want to force something here if you can. You're not going to get another window like this to get retribution for that fight on the Radiant Outpost. Marcy will respawn 5 seconds. You could just TP Dyrachyo in and try and go for the mana.
No one, man. He's just playing so forward on them.
Just no lockdown for this Ember at all.
All right, here comes Dyrachyo.
Yeah, you got to make a call.
They're fishing for the pickoff.
I mean,
They're
pick
still
off
looking
the
for
Roche.
it. Night Class blinks away just in time. Still managed to hit the rebound.
Caught him with
Stun.
a leap.
Immediate Reaper Scythe. He's dead. A great curse, yes. But if it doesn't kill Dyrachyo, then he stays alive. BKB goes off. Satanic's after him. Wait, Satanic. He couldn't see him anymore. The Glimmer Cape gets him away. Loses sight of his target, who just 2 hits maybe
That was
would have
so
finished him
close.
off.
Can you Roche here, though, if you're Tundra? You don't have Unleash. Your lanes are going in.
Radiant are
Another
scanning.
instance where you get that big core connection with the Reaper Scythe with super limited stuns. It's well played. But it's not enough to actually convert it into the Roshan still.
No.
Especially when you're down all these barracks. The wave's pushing in. You have to deal with it on somebody.
Look at this Slark. Picked up a Shadow Blade, dropped off his hand of Minus, picked up a Shadow Blade, and is searching for the pickoff in top lane, which Dyrachyo just
he's
showed
dead.
me. No, he doesn't have a BKB, so he is dead. A beautiful pickup. BCM just pick up the Scythe. It's on its way. Doesn't have it yet. Nice vacuum. Straight up to the high ground they go. Doesn't hit the wall, though. A little awkward. DM saved by the Depth Shroud. Good awareness there from Satanic, bailing out his allies, even as he tries to take advantage of the high ground situation, but ultimately just has to make space for DM to get out. Gauls is still waiting around. Curse is almost up, trying to play on this high ground situation. The Quills will finish him off. Now 9 class of DM. They got to get out of here.
Yeah, this is a fight without the Ember Spirit. Like, what are you doing here? Maybe you let Satanic poke and prod, but to just commit like that.
He should know the Scythe was shown and used in that last fight.
And there's the refresher, the double Scythe, Austin. Sometimes you need 2, where 1 doesn't cut it. I mean, this is predominantly, I think, just for double BKP. Double Ghost Shroud more than anything else.
Yeah, maybe.
But the two Scythes could be impactful here.
He's going to have to use one of those BKBs here and now. Gets back to the rest of his team. PARIVISION. Disperse.
And as you mentioned, the Hex on the Bristle, they got to a Hex here. This is massive. This is an item you can easily play around if you're Tundra, because now you do have a lot more control to all-in somebody. Either the Slark, the Ember, and if you can take one of those 2 out, you remove so much damage from the PARIVISION lineup. Have to be a little more careful with how aggressive you are. Roche is still up, by the way. Neither team committing for it.
And 9 class will start setting up some traps. Planting a few mines.
Not a lot of essence shifts on the Slark right now either. It is nighttime for him. That's nice.
Yeah, especially since he's level 25.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to get the long-lasting stacks right
A
now.
great little pickoff on Whitemon will start that stack. So
You
now he's up
really
to 42 agility.
Cannot feed this guy too much right now.
Yeah. They're going to buy back. They don't want to give up the Roshan, but becomes a battle of poking and prodding, seeing where the vulnerabilities lie. They hit an ice path on no one, but knowing that there is a response available, whether it's DM or Dakalis, somebody will respond to no one and his SOS.
That's a decent committal there. Back wall. 50 seconds, no wall here. Any smokes? There's no smokes available for Tundra. part of the problem right now. They're flying out the last one. So Waymon has it now. Good smoke, take a fight, no wall. Freeze up a little bit. This Slark is also showing bottom right now. Which is double-edged sword. He can TP to this fight, but he's not on the front line.
It's where no one has to be.
Oh, amp damage bottom river. And PARIVISION see it. They have a mine.
Soxa gets it first.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he didn't amp.
No one grabbed it out of the remnant.
Oh, that was sick. Soxa blinked on it at the exact same time as no one managed to make that grab.
Didn't bottle it, though. He just pops it, so...
Immediate smoke up, try and use it.
This is a lot of damage to put into somebody here.
Blink away. BZM still chasing with the remnants. Immediate turnaround sight.
No follow-up.
They can't follow it up. They're not grouped up enough for that.
High ground ward for Tundra. Good place for them to fight. I feel like PARIVISION can sense it.
PARIVISION. They back up to their own high ground area where the mines. Mines kind of create a problem just because it's harder for Soxa to get to the back line undetected.
They're definitely annoying. Also, just the magic resistance reduction. You get hit by a couple of these, it's not that the mines kill you, it's the amp damage from the rest of the lineup that is going to have the big effect.
Yeah.
Not fun to run through these right now. Full silver edge for the Slark, so we add a break to the mix. I mean, he is basically slotted here in terms of damage output. Has to find a way to build the stacks, though. Currently 0 stacks on the Slark. All of it reset during that standoff. I'm surprised PARIVISION haven't just gone for a bottom lane push to try and force Tundra back.
Bugs getting some good vision here. And they hit the back line. Immediately getting a grab onto Collis, who buys back and will try and get to his team for this fight. But for a little bit, the Winter Wyvern is going to be here. Satanic already using a Shadow Dance and putting some good damage under Durantio, Depth Shroud, and a jump away from Blast Off into the Mines. Night Class is not going to be bailed out by the Cold Embrace. Meanwhile, Slark going back into Soxa here, but he's under the Macro Pyre. Now he's going to be rebounded. Good curse save! The Macro Pyre is still burning on Satanic. He is able to get up to the high ground, and away he goes. Chains done up. Durantio with the Mines. Back into it. Boom, 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 and Tundra lose their carry, who does have a buyback. BZM managed to get the catch on the second Reaper side, coming in hot, and he managed to take him down. Another buyback to be used. Carries on 1 life now for this fight.
Tundra, they want to reset here. They used everything on 33. He only has a BKB left.
DM fishing for an opening here, nullified immediately.
I mean, they're going to fight this Slark with no Reaper.
They're going to go for this Necrophos, who almost immediately dies. Managed to get out the BKB and Ghost Round TP away. Soxa is silenced up, and he will stay that way as he goes to the grave. 2 minutes on the clock for him. Now BCM's in a bit of trouble, trying to return some quills. Gets a lot of damage done, almost killing one. But the Cold Embrace, and will find himself broken by Satanic. He has a buyback. Meanwhile, Durantio does not. Tried to rebound up to the high ground, doesn't quite make it. No one hot on his tail, trying to finish him up. Slight change, doesn't hit Durantio. Durantio turning and fighting a bit.
33 in trouble.
Now here, it's going to be 33 dead. Another hero gone. Another who has to use his buyback, as they have 3 cores left in this fight. And PARIVISION, they haven't lost a hero yet. They just keep on pushing forward. A rebound, going to land on a DM. Toss him over to the side. Managed to finish him off, but 33, that's going to be a dieback for him. Blast off in from the techies. Will finish up another. Now it's just BZM back into the high ground. It's only him, and 35 seconds left until his next ally. BZM's trying to hold it alone, but there's just no chance in hell.
Satanic's buyback way too powerful here. Able to run everybody down. He has so many stacks right now. 150 Agi.
A tease, no one. The one hero that was a little bit low gets Cold Embraced. BZM will find that there is just not enough quills in his kit to get this done anymore.
Too many buybacks available for PARIVISION and Tundra. They were so dependent on some of those big spells and the double Reaper sights. You're able to get 2 kills with it, but then that's it. You don't have enough firepower to take that super long fight versus the Slark. They had to bail on that fight, I think, when the buyback from the Slark came out, and they just lingered. Like they were. I actually hadn't even thought about it, but yes, the BZM show is back, and I hope we get to that late game. It's always a treat to watch this man play this hero.
It is indeed, and I'm sure he's a little bit more in his comfort zone than mid-blink Scythe of Ice Bristleback.
I would agree. And maybe he asked for this game 3 because he had to play the Bristle mid twice. I'm not doing it again. 33, you take some stupid melee creep hero. And he did. He took Sand King. So,
Yep.
The battle
some Siggy's coming out in this game. As we have the Satanic Naga, hero he is very well versed in.
Arrow lands, DM. That'll be your first blood, Tundra. I mean, they were talking about on the panel. It's dangerous to play a slow game against Tundra because of how fast they took over both Game 1 and Game 2 in the first 15, in large part off of successful lanes.
If you're looking at one player in this Game 3, for PARIVISION, it's got to be no one. He had such a great Game 2. He's on Leshrac. This hero has gone up in priority a lot in this tournament and has really been doing some work, especially in these late games where he struggled in some of the previous patches. Just does so much damage, gets so tanky. Build up feels pretty solid. His laning solid. One downside is you don't have a lot of buffs to play through him. This is not the IO Lesh we saw earlier in the day. But you do have Naga to kind of bail him out if he really gets in trouble. Bail out an arrow, slow down the Night Stalker. I think this Naga is going to do some work in this game, and it's going to be up to 33 on the Sand King to kind of help deal with the map pressure and alleviate some of the illusions from wreaking havoc completely, which he can do. I fully expect a scaling build on the Sand King. But ultimately, never bet against one thing.
What's that thing?
Take a guess.
The BZM Invoker?
No. Fool. The White Marana. Never bet against.
Yeah, it would have been good, but you
The
fumbled,
White Marana.
you fumbled your words, so it didn't.
Whatever, man.
Night class. In bit of trouble. One more hit. White Mon will be able to get that kill.
you.
That's why you don't bet
I
against
told you
him.
don't bet against it. This
He
guy's
gets those kills.
This guy's Marana is just straight nasty.
Is it?
Yeah, I think a lot of players need setup. We call them North Americans. White Mon can just land the arrows on his own. You know, he just throws them. He lands them. 5-second arrow casually in the fight. Hits your hard carry. You lose. That's it. That's all it takes sometimes. Just raw skill, pure power.
I want to give you credit. That was an incredible self-own. Coming from a man who claimed to have trained snaking in the ways of the support Marana.
Oh, he'll never admit that. It is a self-claim. I mean, that's all North America has left. You know, ourselves.
Yeah.
I do think there is a big responsibility on 33 to deal with the pressure in the mid game. Then maybe the Invoker can pick it up later on. But this is probably a slow Invoker game. One upside is you do have some Sunstrike potential. Like you have a Sand King setup, you have an RP that can set up some stuff. If you get some extra cheeky kills here in the first 15 minutes with some global Sunstrikes, maybe this Invoker can come online a lot faster and then help deal with the map pressure a bit. Because he is a good map hero later on. It's just in the early game he's worthless.
Yeah, when you get into these Lotus brawls in the pool, right? I feel like that Sunstrike can go really long ways in helping you get the kill and secure it, as we're going to see a fight at top lane. Starstruck gets used, DM. He's king of the pit. Got an early quill on both Dyrachyo and White Mon, and they decided it wasn't worth fighting.
Dyrachyo's CSing well up here, but he's not doing too well region-wise. He is really getting abused by just a single goo stack, getting the right clicks in. It's a lot of harass. Might end up jungling a little bit more than he wants to. As bottom lane, Satanic is chilling. Not a lot of pressure going to this Naga.
Yeah, but the pressure is going to mount up.
Now there's some pressure.
Now the Sunstrike lands. Is it enough damage? Oh, Satanic gets away through the trees, and they're reeling on this Night Stalker, but he reeled him into his own death. He just pulled Soxa, said, "Take me."
Okay, he's not chilling, Austin. He's really not chilling.
Decidedly not chilling. Dyrachyo, DM. Oh, we only have the mana for one more round of Quills. Okay, never mind. Shot coming out. They got it anyways, trading 1-for-1, but to the favor of PARIVISION as they trade core for support.
Dire's middle tower is
We also see BZM takes a Water Rune, denies the other with the Forge Spirit. No regen for no one on this lane. Huge win for him in mid. But still, I feel like that is a rare mechanical mistake from Satanic.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I can point to on this kid in a lot of the recent games we've been watching, is his button pressing is immaculate. Like maybe the best in the world right now. So maybe he had a different idea of what was going to happen there, but
Yeah, I think he just completely misjudged the cooldown of Void, thinking
Or
it would be
damage.
on cooldown for longer than it was.
Definitely possible. And now
Saksa.
Saksa going top.
Yeah.
Nope, not going top.
I mean, you're at a point where you can lead this Sand King alone, potentially. So.
Yeah, but you look at this Bristol, he's already got double bracer wand up. I don't know if you're killing this guy up here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This is a tough gank. If anything, you can maybe gank mid. I think there is an option because you deny all the regen from the Lesh. Lesh is pretty squishy in the early game. He is very susceptible to getting ganked. We just don't see it as much anymore.
Well, Nineclaud's having the same thought as you. Wave is pushing in. He's got a double bracer, magic wand, bristleback. He doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, him coming bottom is definitely some kill threat down here, especially with Naga skilling net early.
Yeah, that'll be kind of interesting. You net him, get brambles on him, then he gets pulled through more brambles.
I don't know if the range is enough. I guess if he's on the edge. Yeah, it's actually probably enough looking at it.
It definitely looks like it's enough.
I think he's dead regardless.
Yeah. Daytime, Night Stalker. Not going to fare too well here. 33 has already abandoned the lane in favor of farming up neutrals.
This guy likes to farm on Sand King.
Radiant are scanning.
You know, he was probably the best Sand King at this last TI. I think that was fair to say.
Sure.
And it's just because he just outfarms everybody. And the pace he can get some of these items, it surprises you. He wins team fights with them, snowballs even more. He's looking to carry games with this hero, not be utility.
It'll be interesting because before he was doing it with the other facet, right? The Sandstorm following you around. Here he's got the invisible one with the bigger radius.
Definitely changes it. Hurts your farm speed a bit. Maybe he's stronger in the actual team fight. Still, you're going to want some stacks for this guy. More Sunstrike kills would be great. Downside of this Willow move bottom is you are giving space for Dyrachyo, who was struggling on this lane. You kind of relieve the pressure from that. So Dyrachyo is pretty happy right now.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of time to just farm here, and Whitemon's just jungling. Benefit of the Mirana. If there's no pressure on the lane, you just go jungle, start airing some creeps. Get some extra net worth of your own.
BZM 18-9. Hey, they need to set him up for a Sunstrike kill at this point. Got another power rune with the Forge Spirit.
Honestly, I don't think this is too bad. I kind of always expected Voker to lose lane early.
Yeah.
As long as you're able to stand in lane and get XP, that's what matters more.
Got the dust on him into a nice path, but multiple TPs coming in. Dissuade PARIVISION of that notion.
Cancel TP out of Whitemon. It's going to be stuck up there for a while now. PARIVISION maybe can take advantage of it, make a quick smoke mid. You're guaranteed a numbers advantage fight around this Invoker, who's another very susceptible hero to getting ganked. And you would like to take him down at least once or twice before the 10-minute mark. Slow down the Midas. They're lingering towards there. The downside of this is 7-minute Wisdom Shrines coming, so you also could have made a move for that Wisdom Shrine if you felt confident enough to fight it.
Sure.
Could be a bigger prize, though.
But maybe that just disguises this move all the further. As BCM, they do successfully get him in the Bramble. They have to hit it with skill shots, but as long as the first one lands, they guarantee the kill.
I like how fast that play was. They got this canceled, Mirana TP out of bottom, instantly smoked to mid. Pretty much guaranteed here, the Invoker cannot just stay off the lane forever. And you're still going to end up splitting the Wisdom Shrines. So, didn't actually end up losing out on anything despite making this double support move. He even got damage on the tower. 33 thinking about an Epicenter. Does he have the range for this?
Well, he does with Phase Boots. He could very easily get close to Dakalis, finish him off with the Burrow. Still a lot of AoE damage.
Austin,
Gotta be careful. Sunstrike is going to land on 9 class to finish him off.
Don't bet against the Whitemon Rana. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this before you listen.
All right.
Just don't do it, Austin.
Okay.
I'm warning you, man.
Dude, just disregarding 33's play there.
Oh, 33 was a good play, but that was a max duration arrow.
Yeah, okay.
No setup.
Get a little pull action in here from Tundra, which is something that they did in both games. They had the stack advantage both times. We're going to watch. Saksa die, it's daytime. He's just fishing for whatever experience he can get. Because 33 doesn't really want to play the lane. Nineclass walks into this one with again. He's going to die in Sandstorm.
Did not dodge the Sunstrike. Went in a little bit of a circle. I think he had time to dodge it too.
Probably thinking to himself, Shadow Realms, I'm good. RP gonna be using the top lane. RP into Arrow. Now he's back his turn to Whitemon here. Skewered back even further, straight into the Night Stalker. The extra helping hand. He should have this.
Nice idea here. Bring in this Night Stalker support off the RP Skewer, screw him into the Night Stalker, everything comes up. Tundra there, didn't have Sunstrike for that play, that's the only thing you're missing. You can't give away too many of these Sunstrike kills. That's what gets Invoker back in these games.
Yep.
And it's also another thing where if the action is away from the Invoker, he's happier anyway, because then he's not getting ganked, right? If you're killing a support on the map with Sunstrike, that support is not ganking you. You're doubly happy.
Yeah.
And the Might is almost done here for BZM. That's all he needs to ramp up the jungle speed and then relieve a lot of PARIVISION's emphasis on him. Put it on other people. Like, what's the Sand King doing in the jungle? What's this Magnus doing in the jungle? How aggressive do we have to be? That's what PARIVISION are thinking to themselves right now. A lot of flash farmers on the side of Tundra in this lineup. Not a lineup I think you want to go AFK against. That's a big meteor. And it's a big dead Jakiro.
Doesn't need the Sunstrike for that one. BZM thanking DeCallis for the extra experience.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a kill that should happen, to be honest. I don't know if you should just be able to walk up and just drop a meteor on a Jakiro sitting there and you just get a kill. That's illegal, in my book.
They're going to fight for the power runes. 10 minutes coming in. Soxa in position with both the nighttime coming in as well as Dark Ascension. Get a little vision.
I mean, someone's about to get arrowed. I'm telling you, man.
It's maybe going to be off of 33. They're going to start off with a silence on no one. Follow it up with a void slowdown. 33 with a burrow strike.
Yeah,
and lands and the Sunstrike on point.
What a nice rotation.
And still, with this epicenter damage, a lot of heroes are low here. They're going to try and focus on 33, sure, but got up the burrow strike, hitting 2 heroes with it. DM, he won't be able to back away. BZM blessed with a double kill. Shows up to the fight. He got the Sunstrike initially, gets to be a part of more kills, has a hand of Midas, is taking his tower. This Invoker went from nothing to something.
Yeah, click that team fight recap. Oh, we got a replay. I mean, I told you someone's getting arrow here, man. No, it was an NA arrow because he needed some setup, but we'll still allow it here. And ultimately, it just takes so long to bring 33 down.
Yep.
The fact he gets this level 3 burrow strike off while they're all sitting in the Sandstorm, just a death sentence. This is the Dark Ascension going to work. And yeah, this team fight recap, that's a classic Invoker fight. The most gold for the least damage. Don't mind me, boys. Just showing up to collect the taxes on the fight, you know?
I
mean, that was a Midas no boots Invoker.
Yep.
Having some impact.
Now the Void, is it going to kill no one here? Shox is going to commit for the kill, and they've got him. BZM instantly TPs out.
He is getting away with so much in this early game. This is disgusting. You are not supposed to be 5-1-2 on Exort Invoker by the 11-minute mark. The show has begun early, folks. You thought it was going to be a matinee. You thought it was going to be a late night matinee. Early afternoon matinee.
And he will not need the setup of other heroes soon. Rod of Atos is going to be coming in pretty quickly.
Smoke in the bottom, looking for Satanic.
They've had vision of him this entire time, and they've just been waiting to finally pull the trigger on it. Just the 2 supports. They will claim it.
Died so fast, you don't even get the Sunstrike.
Yeah, could have left that for BZM, but, you know. Can't give him everything, I guess.
Tundra's making all the right moves here. So much space for this Magnus. This is looking like that game 1, where PARIVISION are just nowhere close to touching Dyrachyo. And he's going to come out of the jungle with some incredibly fast harpoon timing.
And a regen that has been sitting in this top lane forever finally gets into no one's bottle. It's a big pickup because he still needs to finish up his Kaya.
This game's looking tough for PARIVISION already.
Yeah.
They have a tough hill to climb here. Get themselves out of the hole. This Leshrac is pretty far behind, and this Invoker matchup is not good for Lesh.
No.
At all, pretty much past the mid game. Super long range burst damage hero that kites you out, has a bunch of utility, has mana burn, has ice wall, has big physical damage with alacrity. There's just not much fun about this matchup, and especially when you're behind. You're supposed to have a strong early game as Lesh to counteract this, with Invoker being slow. Gank him a few times, take his tower. He got ganked once and his tower's still up. All of these things are going to create so much time and space for Tundra. And all of that's going to add up versus Satanic, who, you know, you're still playing a Naga lineup, so at some point you want to be able to force the lanes into Tundra here, split them up, get a good team fight out of the Song, Ice Path combo, whatever that looks like.
Yep.
If Tundra are so strong they can stand on the lanes with cores like the Mag, like the Sand King, without threat of being ganked, that lane push goes away pretty fast.
And they certainly have the AoE damage that they don't have to worry about his impact in team fights for a while.
Oh yeah, 100%. Another benefit of the Sand King having such a good game.
Got the initial jump, arrow, not gonna land.
Well, that one had setup, so...
What's the setup?
he missed it, so the Sunstrike could kill him.
Sunstrike.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
purposeful.
the skewer together, RP on 2.
Oh, no.
Silence together, and they will die without speaking a word. Double kill for Dyrachyo.
This is getting a little out of hand right now. I mean, this Night Stalker's getting so much just in assists. And Dyrachyo, dude, he is so far ahead in terms of XP. He's level 13.
Dude. So what do you call a setup arrow that misses? It's an NA arrow if it requires setup, but then it misses.
I don't know, I've never thought about that.
Okay.
Probably European arrow. Fada arrow number 387.
Oh no, Satanic! He got caught with his mirror image on cooldown and his Manta being delivered. Got off the Manta, but the tornado was going to sweep him up anyway if the Sandstorm didn't. Fighting all the elements in the bottom lane, and the Naga Siren cannot win.
I was going to say, if he got out of that because he Manta dodged Sunstrike when it was being delivered, hats off to you, man.
If they made that gank 2 seconds later, Satanic lives. But the fact that he was stuck in the Rod of Atos for so long that the Meteor lands and does, 60% of the damage.
All these little timings adding up.
Yeah.
And now you got to fight this Tormentor as it goes top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could follow through the gate here.
No. I don't think you can at all.
Dyrachyo is just going to slug this thing down.
They're going to come through. They are going to be a little bit low when they come through. Instant Burrow Strike arrow, though.
That is what I call a ambitious play.
Yeah. Oh, BZM managed to sneak away there from... I mean, if they were going for the Tormentor, you got to make a play somewhere. They try it in bottom, but BZM's too quick for him. And now he's got Boots of Travel, so he can be anywhere. His Sunstrike can be anywhere.
His cores are so farmed. And it's not just that, the level differential here. This is one of the largest I've seen in a while. 13 level difference at 16 minutes.
Wow.
What? It's 40% extra. That is absurd. It's very rare you see that amount of level difference here. Without, like every Wisdom Shrine gets stolen and you're at 20 minutes.
14. They've got one extra hero.
Absurd. Yeah, it's just absolutely absurd. It's the Midas Invoker with all the extra kills and assists. It's the solo XP Magnus just clearing through jungle super fast. It's the ganks they've gotten on the Naga. Naga tends to be a lower XP core as well, just by default sometimes. So you're killing waves of illusions. You're not there on all of it. So you're effectively, you're sucking a little XP out of the map. They're going to need to win some team fights here and soon.
Dark Ascension might need to be used or not. Tornado comes in, bails him out. Soxa will hold on to his ultimate. Dalkalis, meanwhile, he meets a harpoon.
Dude, these heroes are just dying so fast, the Sunstrikes can't even land.
Yeah,
they're actually too far ahead for their own good. Tundra just destroying this game right
now. More and more, it's feeling like Game 2 was a kind of draft where Tundra just kind of handicapped themselves just to give PARIVISION a chance. Whatever adjustments they made going through this DreamLeague are certainly paying off in the upper bracket final.
Yeah, they stopped picking Necrophos. It's a really great adjustment.
I meant the adjustment in this series.
Game 1 and 3 picking Necrophos
over their previous ones, but
I think that was the biggest adjustment here, as they're looking for Burrow, Arrow, no-go.
I mean, now this is a little bit too far of a step forward. 433 might be able to get a punish. Do not. He goes invis before the ensnare lands. This is just very sad. Okay, they're going to have to Song and Ice Path. 33. Oh, we get the blink off.
Well, that's just sad.
Nothing going right for PARIVISION, it seems. Got the Rod of Atos on him. Doesn't have Manta. He's going to be hit by the arrow.
Arrow on the Naga.
And
It's such a long
33 wants to
duration.
commit for it. He's got the Blink Dagger to close the ranks. He's got the Burrow Strike. After, with the Psalm being used, he's dead. There's no escape from all this. And 33 sticks on the 9 class as well. Even underneath the tier 2, it seems like PARIVISION can't seem to win a fight. But they have reinforcements. DM and no one. They have trekked a long ways to be here, but they will get 1 kill
Look
for
at the
PARIVISION.
gold bounty on that kill. Oh my god. That is not a gold bounty you want to see, honestly.
it's not.
1,000 shared bounty. They're just so far behind right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Some copium right there.
No one's just still chasing after him, hoping, beyond hope, that somehow Whitemon slips up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is a good opportunity to learn.
Well, he gets the chance. Unfortunately, the animations do not let you Rod of Atos Diabolic Edict split Earth, it seems. Not against the Mirana. Damn, 33 were pretty mad about his like lone death in a pretty decent fight.
I don't think that was that bad.
Attack.
He thought it was really bad.
Maybe he saw all that gold that he gave away.
Radiant's courier has been
Well, once
killed.
again, Dirachu is going to get BKB, and then he is untouchable. Like, I feel like there's going to be such a large window where they can do nothing to him. Brent in the Terrorize. Soxa keeping his spacing. Burst Strike on in. TM's going to be quite low, especially with the Sunstrike. Cleared up by a couple of illusions there.
Diracho's coming in the back.
Terrorize going to have to be
he's
used.
gonna hit them all.
Dirachu's going to hit all of the heroes. Knocks them out. Puts them all
Goodbye.
together. They're just gone. You can't deal with the cleave. You can't deal with the damage Tundra are bringing to the table. And 1 hero will survive for now. DM's going to go for a TP out before the Night Stalker can catch up with the Burrow Strike with the Night Vision.
Nothing is free in this game. Tundra with everything they could dream of as Moonlight Shadow. So pivotal in that fight. You're able to just walk the Magnus in from behind, and that's the easiest RP of Dirachio's life.
How did he even get behind them in the first
He
place?
just walked. He just walked with Moonlight. It's
Radiant's mid
nothing to scout him out. Just completely unaware of this Magnus coming in from behind, and I'm surprised he didn't catch more here, to be honest. And he almost got DM in that as well. There's just so many things in the fight you have to deal with right now, and you have very limited tools to deal with it.
The only
This,
reason...
dude, this Mag is out of control. He's almost tripling this bristleback.
yeah.
And you thought the level difference was bad earlier? Dude, do not look at it now. You really do not want to look at a 20 level difference 20 minutes in a game. That might be one of the highest I've ever seen.
Yes, it is the highest I've ever seen. Because especially this late into the game, it usually doesn't get worse. Because the levels become harder and harder to come by, but...
It's getting worse. I mean,
It
they're
is
about to
getting
own the
worse.
top 5
Trying to
levels
ban on the
in
Shield Rune. Soxa. He gets denied the Shield Rune, and as a result, will die. Cataclysm, though. Ooh, there goes DM. Dirachio from behind with the harpoon on no one. Already takes him down to half HP. Hits him with a skewer. And just sticks on him. He can't get away. And neither will Ducalis. Oh, Terrorize goes out. That'll keep Dirachio at bay. Will not stop 33, who presses forward. Burrow Strike, arrow. It lands. 9 class up next. Another team wipe on the table for Tundra.
I mean, they might call this one soon, to be honest. It's just completely out of hand.
There is nowhere to hide, and there's no way to run. A buyback TP in from DM, trying to punish them for diving to tier 2 tower, but they're already gone.
Radiant structures
Double
are
buyback for what? For nothing here.
Radiant's
Dirachio's just taking your base.
Took
Don't
a
mind
tier
me.
3.
Got 3,500 HP in an Aegis.
Oh no, he's just gonna RP him.
It's just a dieback. Casual.
Dirachio was in that last fight without his RP. Now puts it to use to get a pick off. Finds
one's just
another
dead
one.
too.
No one. They can't. They're like, what is this monster? This Magnus is just far too strong for them. They do manage to get the Night Stalker. There goes the Aegis too. Satanic in a position here. Can he keep Dirachio around long enough that his supports can do the damage? Tornado goes out. Hit him with a few more stunts. Ice Path, Curse Crown. a little bit more, but they are running out of disables, and they certainly don't have damage. Dyrachyo realizing that, back into it he goes.
We haven't even seen Alacrity on this beast too much this game.
You got to be careful. He's got the harpoon. Burrow strike, it lands. Skewer them together. Satanic popping the Manta, trying to get away with the song. Does manage to do so. DeCost ready with the Ice Path. Arrow coming in. Oh, it stopped the Ice Path. And now the Cataclysm. He takes them out of the fight entirely. He quickly buys back. They're scrambling just to be able to make up for this huge mistake that they just made. But Tundra are getting away. A TPN from 9 class trying to hit him with a blood grenade, but 33 blinks away. And Tundra, like ghosts, they're gone. You don't see him anymore. They get inside your base. They kill you there. They force you to buy back. And you can't even get a single punish for it.
I mean, I did warn him, Austin. I don't bet against the white Marana, dude. I don't know.
I can't believe he got that arrow.
You don't do it. You don't do it. And they paid the price.
He's just sitting there for the Ice Path. This
I mean, that's just all he's thinking about, right?
Yeah.
And then it's, oh, wait. The fact that Cataclysm was up so early in this game, too, is just stifling.
Yeah, with all the stuns that they have, particularly one like RP, DM. Goodbye, my friend.
They are just feeding off him. This is just a complete crumble from PARIVISION. They were not ready for the laning prowess. They were not ready for the sun strikes on the map, the BZM Invoker.
I would like to congratulate Tundra on getting 25 so early in the game. I don't mean a hero. I mean their total level advantage.
I mean, Dyrachyo is also almost level 25.
He is getting close. 25 level difference in 25 minutes.
Yeah. That is,
Here comes that Cataclysm. They all managed to dance away from it. BKB used by Dyrachyo. This actually puts PARIVISION in kind of an okay spot. Again, not able to punish.
BZM wants to make something happen here.
And if anything, this tornado might set up 33. He was going for the epicenter with the meatball over the top. Missed the burrow strike, but the epicenter still sawed him down. And he's been rooted up the silence in the middle of everything with Soxa going in. No one on a sliver of HP and Ice Path protecting him for now. But here comes Dyrachyo. Got him on the harpoon. He's skewered. He's done for. Dyrachyo putting more and more heroes on his horn. Curse Crown, though, reeled back in. Lotus Orb given over to him, and he's perfectly fine. If anything, he wants to kill Satanic again. Arrow coming out. Slips on by.
No
this
Ice
time,
Path, though.
No Ice Path. It's on cooldown. Terrorize instead. Got him midway through the harpoon. 33. He'll be hit by the Ice Path. He will be the one that finally PARIVISION get to punish. But again, once Tundra decide to run away, PARIVISION have no control to stop them.
And another buyback forced here, this time Satanic. The last one you want to have to use. Full AC done for this mag. He's having a better game on this mag than he did in game 1 by a huge margin. He is doubling up the Naga Siren.
Yep.
At 26 minutes. It's just a feeding frenzy out here. Nothing has come close to stopping the bleeding. Another Tormentor, another Shard.
Yeah, PARIVISION refusing to give in. Try and make a move, Dyrachyo!
Okay.
Slams the hammer on the ground with no one close by.
Oh, that's an opening if you can catch anybody.
I mean, is it? He still has harpoons.
I'm being optimistic.
BKB.
Being optimistic here, Austin.
I like how it puts a buff on him. Even when he doesn't hit a hero, it just says all stats increased by 0.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Are you gonna go for it, Dyrachyo? You know they're in the corner. Here comes the arrow! Oh no, the Cataclysm! They're wiped out. They're gone.
All
Bye-bye.
right, we're done with this one. I think everybody's seen enough. I think we all learned some lessons today. Tundra's still a pretty good team. They are still capable of making anybody in the world look like fools. They definitely dunked on